21 Savage, platinum selling rapper from Atlanta, says, Atlanta, we have to do better. Put the fucking guns down.
Hey.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
You
picked-
replies to
He picked the gun back up.
Now, there's nothing wrong with him saying that, of course.
Right.
And I certainly don't have a pulse to what's going on out there the way that he does. So I'm certain there's a reason that he said that. But the internet sure had their fun.
Oh, did they ever?
naturally.
The internet will internet, and they hopped on his ass, pause, to talk about, I guess, the contradiction in the music and some of his content in the music and how it relates to the tweet. He did respond. I'm not going to play the response because it goes the way you think it would go. Hey, that's music. That's not what's real.
Gotta say that now.
You guys.
Gotta say that now.
You absolutely have to say that.
Guys.
And Atlanta, you really got to say that.
Word. Extra.
Yeah.
Told that nigga.
Extra sauce on it.
He did one community outreach. Now he think he MLK. Yeah. Nah, I think he right.
It's still
just
funny, though.
It's hilarious.
funny.
It is hilarious.
This is one of those cases where it's the perfect message,
Wrong messenger.
but I can't even say wrong messenger
I could
because
get
it's
pushback
actually
to
the
that.
right messenger.
It's the right messenger.
But it's still just... It's just fun. Like, again, it's funny. It's just funny. I get it, and I agree with what he's saying. But at the same time, these jokes they have to fly in this case.
They do.
And they just have to fly. And he got to understand that. Don't take it no kind of way. But, bro, you've built a career on letting niggas know.
A switch come with the 4-5. That's what he says.
About how I really feel about Atlanta, like where I'm from. It's like a lot of gun violence, a lot of killings and shootings going on. And I ain't never seen nothing like this. Like, my whole life being in Atlanta, I ain't never seen it at this point that it's at right now. Like, babies getting killed, and that's just sad. That shit make me depressed.
New Joe Budden.
When I speak up on that, they say, "Oh, you a hypocrite. You this, you that, you." I ain't never promoted violence. I just rap about what I've been through, or what I've heard about, what I've saw. That's not that ain't me promoting violence. That's not me saying, yeah, violence is cool or whatever. Yeah, I say a lot on songs.
Before I get to the next slide, isn't that promoting violence?
Absolutely.
1,000%.
1,000%. Because what's going to happen is when kids want to be like athletes, kids want to be like rappers, kids look up to public figures.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep constantly talking about some shit in a song, a little kid want to emulate that. Whether it's a car, a gold chain, a certain lifestyle, period, kids want to emulate that.
And not just that, you made it. So you kind of showing people that, hey,
I did all this and I
can
became
make it
successful.
doing this. Like, it again, I know it sounds wild coming from me with the shit I listen to, but you could kind of steer somebody who may be at a crossroads in life, a younger kid, niggas is getting it. This is popular. Niggas is successful off of this.
That's been the cause of mad shit. Little young black dudes seen pimps, seen drug dealers, seen hustlers, seen gangsters. They got the prettiest girls, the best cars, the most money, allegedly. And so you want to follow in that footsteps. Don't nobody see the lawyers?
And on top of that, that looks like the easier road to get to.
The quicker
road.
easier,
Quicker. That's the quick road. I could get to that like that.
Without 8
you know,
years of
lawyer,
college.
doctor, we knew they made money, but you also knew them niggas went to school and did a lot of extra shit to get to that point. You look at these niggas right here, like, yo, this nigga was just over here on the block. Like he doing that? Oh, I could do that. You kind of see yourself in them a little bit more than somebody who went to school for years and became something.
You agree? Right?
I don't know if I agree.
I think, though, in my opinion, I think that is a contradiction. But just like Jay-Z or just like whomever at one point in time, once you get more information, once you get more knowledge, your story's gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
Your views are gonna change.
Your life changes.
Your life is changing, and when your life changes, your views change.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that him now being maybe in a different social circle, I think his views on life have changed, and there's nothing wrong with that. In
Turkey
fact,
drives and
My bad.
like
'cause
that.
he got into that.
How
on the
many
second
fans
clip.
would I have? 0. How would I be able to feed my family rapping if I was rapping about that type of like, y'all got to be realistic. Like, a lot of y'all just be getting on here just writing comments just to, like, try and get likes and be
What do y'all say
cool.
that? How would he be able to feed his family if that is not what he rapped about? And that's where I'm quiet. That's why I'm quiet going to this. Here. Isn't it his job, or not him, because this is not about him?
Mhm.
Isn't it an artist's job to find a way to sell your music that you're comfortable with?
easier said than done. But yes,
But he might be comfortable with that.
Same thing I
because
said
that's
with
who
Irv.
I am or what I've been doing.
Isn't there another way to sell this, Doc? Like, art is art because it's art. Like, the talented person don't need to scream to everybody how talented they are.
True.
They just go and exhibit that talent.
see, I think
To y'all point, you in different rooms, you around different people, you got different intel now.
now.
If the music is still shot him up, shot a ball head, 1 gun, 2 gun, then
You're a hypocrite.
and you're responsible for
Sure.
it.
Yes.
Now, when you get older, you get into the corny shit about I don't want to rock Podcast Nation and make every podcast answer what culture is. What is it? Whose is it? Who owns it? What does it mean? You niggas just be running around talking and saying shit. But when it gets to culture and music, what does that mean? Who owns it? And what is your job in it? What is your role in it? Many of the rappers' role is to sell the trauma back.
That's why I don't like new R&B. That's kind of why I don't like some of the newer R&B
What you
that's
mean?
popular. Because R&B used to be a healing place. Even if they talked about sad shit, it still was a... Now the new R&B niggas be talking about more gangster shit than the rappers.
Well, I
So
think-
where they used to sell love and hurt, now these niggas be selling fuck that bitch till she bleed. Like that's the R&B nigga saying that? Like that's why I don't be into that
you
new
sound
shit.
off, but you right on
I'm
target.
dead ass
the
serious.
same shit that Tank said about the Sam Smith song and the
Yes.
bandwidth and why it's
Yes.
not being promoted
Yes.
exists in hip hop as well. So now you look at the scene, and now you look at drill music, and you look at some of the rappers that get signed, get their money, bring it back to the hood. You look at who the labels are specifically
Pushing.
giving deals to,
So-
and then you think of the why.
But that's why I was going to say that his shit and Irv shit is different. Because as an up-and-coming rapper from the inner city in Atlanta, that is what they kind of
Steer you towards.
steer you toward, and that's an easier route. It was different with Irv because Irv is 50 years old. Irv is
Scapegoats.
No, I just think it's perspective. His perspective at 20 years old is different or should be different than Irv's at 50.
And his perspective at 20 years old should be different from his perspective at,
At 30,
29 or whatever
30,
he is
yeah,
now,
32,
30 years
whatever
old,
the case
it
may
is.
be.
Correct.
Exactly. So that's my point. So he's saying, yo, maybe the shit that I was pushing before might be wrong.
He one of the brighter dudes out there.
He is.
I would expect that he can find other things to say in the
Now.
music if he chose to. It was my same point I made about Division. If this is what happens with the guys that can sing, if they're now forced to do X, Y, and Z with this song and this promo and this TikTok and this rappers in the same boat, then what are we left with? Everybody's forced to do the same
I mean,
shit.
not to make an excuse for him or any rappers, but if it gets a little hard, like because not everybody can do a transition in their career. Especially if I was in a box. When I say in a box, like this is my subject matter that I rapped about, and I made it off of this. My fan base is based off of this. A lot of times, fans hate for you to grow. So when you start trying to I ain't really on that no more. That was 10 years ago, or however many years ago. I'm older. I'm more success. I got more shit to lose now. I'm not doing that. The fans don't really go with you. Oh, you fell off. Oh, you this. Oh, you that. And then now it's like, yo, I gotta. And I think that's kind of what he's saying. If I rap about that shit now, how am I going to feed my family, etc. If this is the shit that's demanded of me as the rapper? So it puts them at a little intersection where they got to figure out, damn, do I want to just say, take the risk and say, yo, fuck it, like this is who I am, or is this what I'm or what I've been comfortable doing? That shit comes like second nature to me.
Because not for nothing, back to your Onyx example, do we want to hear Onyx being like on some positivity shit? Not that they don't occasionally maybe sprinkle some shit in there sometimes.
I think you can make a transition slow.
Well, I don't know is my answer to that. And that's why when we have certain conversations about the greats, about the Kendricks and the Coles and the wordsmiths that do it differently, that's why I tip my hat and give them the utmost respect, because they at some point have had to answer all of these questions for themselves.
Yeah,
that's true.
And they found an answer.
Especially starting off.
And they found an answer.
They came in, the Kendricks, the Coles, didn't necessarily come in that negative box.
They never had it, but rap itself was still there.
No, I'm just talking about them.
Oh, they just went against the grain and found success. Oh, okay.
I'm talking about them. I came in, I built my fan base off of this, so it's like,
but you are
not for
who
nothing.
you
Cole
are.
could kind of still rap about the same shit.
You are who you are. You was who you was when you got here, though.
Yeah.
Those questions had to be answered before you stepped foot in a door.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He had work to do before Section 80 came out and was received. I remember before So Far Gone came out, when two dope boys was posting the fucking, it was laid, it was pushed back. He was in a little bullshit hotel room with the mic set up. He was telling little stories. It looked like a nigga that had answered a bunch of questions about how he wants to present himself before he presented himself. And every artist got to go through that before every release. So if it's redundant, if it's repetitive, and it's the same shit from the same people, then no, homeboy. That's because that's what you want to put out there. And maybe you don't know the long-term ramifications that it has on community, or, that's when I start sounding like a 40-year-old nigga. Y'all clown me when I say I don't really listen to rap, but, like, I think about it differently, and I study it differently now than the young 20-year-old that was passionate and just doing it out of the love. At some point, you have to have an understanding of love to even know what you love, what you don't love. That got to come. For a lot of these rappers, that moment hasn't come yet because it's just quick bag. Mm-hmm. Quick bag, taking care of my family, taking care, it's a lot of pressures. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of stress. So we don't really have time to think of long-term ramifications. But some of us have been around long-term now.
But now, too, when you start to see a little bit of success and that pressure dies down a little bit, right?
Does the pressure die down?
I think so. I think so. If you see a certain,
once you prove yourself, you're
you see a certain type of money, like your mother's out of here, your aunts and your own, everybody's okay. Mm-hmm. Now some of the pressure simmers down. Mm-hmm. Now you get a clearer head. So now you looking at the world from outside. When you was inside the jungle, that's all you know. Now you outside the jungle. Now you looking back in the jungle and you seeing how really fucked up it is and how detrimental some of the shit that you're saying is. Mm-hmm. Now you get a different view.
Joe Budden.